To what could be another criminal matter, new developments now in the case of this American woman gone missing in the Bahamas. Police have arrested her husband. He has still not been charged with anything. He says that his wife fell off their boat at night and was swept away by strong currents. Now, his attorney appeared earlier today on Fox and Friends saying that his client is still optimistic that his wife will be found alive.
He is still hopeful. He's been married for 25 years. He is hoping that she will be recovered. He mentioned that the area where his floating device was found, there were some houses that he had hoped to return in that area the day that he was questioned by the police.
So now, where is this case today? Criminal defense attorney Donna Rotunno out of Chicago. And Donna, good morning to you. A couple things I want to bring up here. Fox Digital reporting late last night that there apparently was a fight 11 years ago, right? This is the police report between the couple. Lynette Hooker, who's the one who's missing, was arrested on charges of assault and battery, simple assault, though the warrant was later denied because of insufficient evidence as to who started the assault. Okay, you take that data point, Donna, and you put that with the mother's daughter, who was on 2 days ago, talked about a history of violence that she alleges against the man who's now in custody. Watch.
There's history of him choking her out and threatening to throw her overboard. So the fact that this is actually happening makes me believe there's more to the story. I believe he has a bunch of anger he hasn't processed. I've seen him choke out one of his daughters before, and we had to go to court for that.
On the surface, it appears there's a violent relationship, and there's history, and there's a pattern here. Donna, how do you see it?
Yeah, I think you're right, Bill. I mean, we're watching this unfold. Now, remember, in the 2015 circumstance, it was Lynette that was arrested, not her husband. And so, you know, we have to look at this and determine who potentially was the aggressor. And obviously, the courts couldn't determine it, nor could the police. And therefore, the cases were thrown out. In terms of what her daughter's saying, yes, it's concerning. Obviously, some of the allegations that she's speaking of would be similar potentially to what could have happened on that boat. But again, there's not really a lot of foundation for that. She said that happened 2 years ago. We don't know if she was present. We don't know if that's something that she heard about. So in terms of whether or not this case ever went into a courtroom, I'm not so sure those anecdotal pieces of information would be admissible and relevant depending on what she can say further about those issues. This is obviously a concerning situation. I mean, we have a missing woman on a boat. It was bad weather. The winds were bad. The choppy waters were not helpful here in what happened. But yesterday, we also heard that when Brian was being transferred, he fell off of the boat in choppy waters with police present. So that is a very interesting fact here in terms of the types of waters that they're dealing with. I think right now, they're holding him. They're going to hold him as long as they can. Normally, it's 48 hours. It can be extended to 96 in certain circumstances. They will probably extend that period of time, but without a body and without more evidence in terms of what could have happened to her. Obviously, a body may tell us, but without a body, I think at this point, it will be a stretch for law enforcement to actually charge him at this juncture.
Okay, so he told police that he had to paddle for hours, right? Back into the boatyard on early Sunday morning. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but I guess none of this proves guilt. And until and unless you have a body, where do you go with a case like this?
Yeah, I think you have to wait and see. I mean, we just don't know, because if there's a body recovered and you can tell that that body either had, you know, instances of strangulation, some type of evidence that he harmed her, or potentially that she was dead before she ever hit the water, then obviously that changes the landscape here. But as of what we know now, without any additional evidence, you know, information that they were fighting beforehand, information that you could see from the resort where they were, anything on, you know, video showing that they were arguing or something, or that he was dragging her to a boat, I think you may have some difficulty charging him. And whether or not you charge him, that doesn't mean it rises to the level of proof beyond a reasonable doubt in a courtroom. And even in the Bahamas, that is the standard of proof.
Strange case. We'll see if we get more. Bizarre that they took him out to question him at the yacht and he went in the water.
Very.
I mean, can't make it up. Donna, thank you for your time. We'll talk soon. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.